Number one thing I have here is not having a business plan as a realtor. When you become a real estate consultant, you are essentially starting your own business. Okay. However, many real estate professionals have no clear goals or timeline for achieving their goals. I tell every realtor I come across whenever we're talking is that this whole thing we are doing is a business and is your business. So when somebody is asking you, what business do? You can mention real estate. In other words, if you're having a business, means you're having a company. It also means you need to have your own business plan. Every year, the company has their own business plans, what they want to achieve, the way they want to go about it, the estates they want to launch. So you as a realtor should have your own business plan, have your own timeline. Okay, I'm working towards making so sales within 3 months. I want to achieve a particular sale. I want to achieve a particular plot. So you also have to have your own business plan. These plans, most of the times, it's not as though you must, you know, fulfill these plans, because most of the times we plan things and it doesn't work out the way we are planning. But the plan will help you to know you have a goal you are working towards, to know you have something you are looking towards to achieve. Because a popular saying that says, "He who fails to plan to fail." So there must be a plan. Let me just have this thing at the back of my mind that look at what I'm working towards, look at what I want to achieve, look at where I'm going to. So that is why the common mistake, or the one common mistake so many people do in this industry is that they don't have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you'll be easily discouraged. If you don't have a plan, you discover that you may not even know your destination or which angle or direction you are going towards. So you must have a plan. Set up your plan. Set up your business plan. Look at this. Without a plan, it is far too easy to spend time and money in ways that don't pay off. Creating your own real estate business plan will allow you to identify your short and long-term goals and outline how you plan to achieve them. So because most people don't have plans, that is why they spend too much money in what will not pay them back. They invest in things that will not give them good results. So having a plan will help you understand my long-term goals. Let me give an instance now. This is 2020. You can say, okay, my long-term goals for this year is to make sure at least I sell 5 plots of land. That's my long-term goals. Now, when you break it down to your short-term goals, you start saying, okay, that means if I have this plan for a year, we have 12 months in the year. That's okay. That means at least let me give myself a target of within 2 months. Let me sell 1 plot. So you now start, okay, how do I go about it? When you start bringing these things down to short terms, you start having a clear, small steps to achieve the big steps. Because a popular saying says 1,000 miles begins with a step. There must be a step. Most times we're not achieving things because our eyes is just mostly on the long term. I want to sell 1 acre. That 1 acre you want to sell, have you asked yourself, so what is the first step I need to take towards that? It must start with a step. So having these plans will help you simplify your whole process, your whole procedure of achieving those stuffs. Now look at this one. The number 2 and one common mistake so many consultant does is not planning financially. Becoming a real estate realtor costs money. Underline this thing. If you want to be a realtor, it will cost you money. Like any other entrepreneur, you need a funding source in place to build your business. Whether that means asking family for help, working a part-time job, consider having at least 3 months of reserve in savings before making the leap to full-time agent. Now, this thing is something very, very important. I think around last year, we discussed about a topic about real estate with real money management, and I was talking about how realtors should be able to manage their money. Now, if you are still coming up in this industry, let's say you're still working towards making sales, if you don't have another source of income that will sustain you, you might easily get discouraged and pack out of the business. So that is why having a financial plan is very, very important because this will cost you money. You need money for transport to go and prospect, to go and meet people and tell them about your estate. You need money for advertising on social media. You just need money for so many things personally on your own. So if you don't have other ways of getting money, having your own savings, other business that's giving you small money, you will pack up. You will just be easily discouraged because this industry is more of a long-term investment. Okay, it means I can be doing a short-term business. Let's say I'm selling bag of rice. I'm selling consumable food and all that. Now, I'm doing a short-term business there because people are just buying and they're giving me money. I'm having returns. I'm doing returns back to back. Now, it's different. You can collect my profit in a month and I might be having, let's say, 100,000 naira in a month as a profit in the business. But if I want to start being a realtor or start marketing in real estate, it means I'm working towards a long-term something. Remember also that it might take me 2 months, 3 months, 6 months before I make any sale. But you'll be able to know that by the time you compare my profit, my commission, I might even be far, far better than someone that's having 100,000 naira 1 month. There's a difference. That is why it's good to balance it. Because you can't just depend only here to make your life or your income or your living because of the long term, the time it takes for you to build, for you to meet people, for you to gain credibility. No, this whole stuff is progressive. Okay, you keep making adjustments. That is why it is very, very important to plan other things. A time will also come that you will also discover that because of your experience so far in the industry, people that knows you, people that believes in you, the referrals you are having from clients, from companies, from other people, a time will come when you will not have much more demand here. The people like that, they don't do any other thing than real estate because they might be doing other business as of when they're starting up, but it comes to a time when the whole team now takes over you because you are now busy. You're now making more sales. You're now, doing more things in the real estate. So naturally, other things can go off. Why this one is giving you more money? So this is how it is. So if you're still starting up, you need to have other business that will sustain you with time. So keep sustaining you with time and all that. But the time will come when you now start making a huge amount of money, you can now stay and focus more here. Because life is about whatever is paying you is what you have to keep pushing. Okay, and also be doing other investments. This is how this thing works. So you have to plan financially. Look at this. Although it may be difficult at first, very, very important, it can be difficult. It is important to remember that countless individuals have made the transition from part-time employee to successful full-time real estate realtor. Like I was saying, most people are, even most realtors are still employed. They're still working for a company that is paying them. Okay, so but being able to plan themselves financially will help them at least take a particular part of their salary or their investment and push real estate. The time will come when they will just transit from this whole job into a full-time role because that one is not giving them money. This is how it is. Let me go towards the aspect of a ministry, for instance. Some people who are called as pastors into the ministry, most times they struggle because many of them are lazy. Naturally, they are lazy. Some of them are lazy. So they struggle to not depend on the church. And let's say you are a branch pastor and your church is still a small branch, it's not big. So most of them not depend on the church to do everything, to get them money for food and all that. And most times it leads them to frustration, leads them to disappointment. Okay? Because naturally, no matter the callings you have to be a pastor, to be in ministry, if you have your own business you are doing, you can combine both and business will be sustaining you as in the work of God. But one thing about this thing is that a time will come when you will grow to a level where you'll be more busy in the church, more busy in the ministry. So no need for any other job again. Just yes. So those will just push them aside and ministry will start paying you. You start eating from the ministry. So this is how it is naturally. So but what happens is that you see young people, they just depend on people's offering, people's seed. They'll be telling you, God said I should tell you to come and sow seed into my life. God cannot say such a thing. God will tell me to come and sow a seed into your life, not telling you to come and tell me. That's an insult to you and God. So that's how it is. So this is why it's very, very important that whatever business you're doing, you plan financially for it. Okay, let's proceed. Now, this one that common mistake so many realtors do is expecting immediate success. Now, listen, there is nothing wrong with expectation at all. Nothing is wrong with expectation. You can expect something big. Okay? Most times, even our blessings from God, most times, our blessings from God comes from the expectation we are having from God. When you are always expecting something good, it comes to you naturally. It draws to you. Okay. Now, sometimes it can take time. Now, look at this. I don't know how many of us that saw the recent tweet about Elon Musk. He bought Twitter for 44, I think 44 million or billion dollars, right? Now, look at now. I also saw another tweet where somebody was telling him to go and buy a particular company. I think it was McDonald's, and he said, "Please listen. I don't do magic." So why he's saying that is because it's not as if it's not possible, but just now I should buy this one again. I'm not a magician. So most times realtors expect magic in the industry while expecting immediate success, and that's not cool. Yes, expect success, but also learn to follow the process. So when you're expecting immediate success to happen immediately, you want to make sale today or this week, and you don't make the sale, you're like, this is not working. You just go pack up, give up, and you're discouraged. But remember, people who have been there consistently, people who have been there pushing small, will end up having results. So I was teaching yesterday in a particular company, and I told them what matters mostly in this industry as a realtor is focus on the end goal. Don't focus on what you are passing through right now. I've not made any sale yet. I've not made any. Nobody have made payments yet. No, don't focus on that one. Focus on what if somebody makes sales tomorrow. When you focus on the end result, you discover you'll be motivated to move forward. So look at these things. Good things take time. Naturally, it takes time. You have to build. You have to start prospecting with people, meeting people, sharing flyers. It takes time. But once those seeds you have, Bible says seed time and harvest. Once those seeds you have planted start germinating, you will forget all your sorrows, all your effort and suffering of planting the seed. So it takes time. Don't expect immediate success every time you hear. Keep pushing, and with time. One thing is that consistency is the whole thing. Very, very important. It's a mark of greatness. Okay? The popular saying says, content is king, but consistency is the queen. Keep pushing. You look at tough, it's a good things take time. Though it's likely that you are eager to make a name for yourself in the real estate industry, you need to be reasonable in your expectations. Look at this word, reasonable in your expectations. Yes, it's possible. Miracles can happen. Magics can happen. Okay? But when you're reasonable in your expectations, it will help you and keep you motivated. Let me give you an instance now. Do you know how it means that I just tell you and say, Oga, if you join us today, this week, you make 1 million naira. Naturally, I've hyped your expectation and you are motivated and you enter. Boom. And then 1 week, you're not saving 1 million naira. You'll be discouraged. You'll like, you people are scamming us. You people are not serious. But when you know that, when I tell you, sir, it is possible that you can make 1 million naira in a week. But look at how you can make it. If you make this sale, you have it. But if you don't, if you keep pushing with time, you can make it. So you know how that okay, that means it's not like certain stuff that I can do it this week, but consistently I can achieve that. Do you know this is what happens to Christians? Mr. Barry, record this. This is what happens to Christians most times. Most Christians, okay, I think I should help you with that so to come out. You off it, right? Let me help you with that because that lens will stick a little bit. So if you on it like this guy has to come out. Let's push it. Hold on. So don't allow it to sleep. Mm-hmm. You have to sleep. So you see, I've seen this happen most times, many years ago. You see, most Christians, you see, are giving their life to Christ. But the motivation factor is fear. What's the fear? Fear of going to hell. And if you watch most of those Christians, they will not last in faith. Why? What is motivating them, what is pushing them is not the love of God, it's the fear of not going to hell. Now, when they now, because let's say pastor will preach a fireful message, and that's a wrong preaching, although because that's not the gospel. The gospel is good news. The gospel is not the one that will tell you you are going to hell if you're a sinner. That's not the gospel. The good news is for God so loved the world. So accept the love of God and you have peace with God. That's the good news. Giving good tidings. Now, when people have heard the bad gospel, which is the bad news of going to hell, out of fear, you say, let me come out and give my life to Christ. I don't want to go to hell. Now, when it comes to, because pastor will tell them, Christ is coming tomorrow, next year, whatever. So give your life to Christ so you avoid hell. Now, when they now come and give their life to Christ, and next year they have not seen rapture or Christ, they'll be like, this video is not working, let's leave it. It's not working. So they get easily discouraged and fall out of faith and start misbehaving. But when people understand that because God loves me, I have to live right. I have to do the right things. I have to stop lying. I have to just live a good life because of the love of God. Because I love God too. That is a good motivation to live a good life. Because if it's hell, you will not see hell today. You will not see it tomorrow. So you're like, it's not working. But every day you experience the love of God. Every day you see God's mercy. You see his protection. You see his love. You see his healing. So you're like, I should serve God because I'm seeing the love of God. Because when we are preaching to you and telling you, you are single to, if you don't repent, you will die. Your business will crash and it's not happening to you. It's not working. So that's why be realistic, be reasonable in your expectations. Very, very important. Now look at this. Of how long it will take to launch your career. Even in this industry, I have expectations. I'm reasonable about it. I've been in this industry since 2020. Yes. So this is like my close to 3 years now. I'm still making plans. That's why one day I said something here. I said, a time will come, the sales I will start making in this industry will be huge. Why? Because I've been here. I've been building a name for myself. It takes time. Small, you are building. Small, you are building. You are making a name for yourself. So very, very important. So one of the common mistakes we do as realtors is expecting that immediate success. It happens to so many talking company. They tell you, just bring one person, you have this one, 2 people. By the time you now enter the thing, you're not seeing the whole possibility. You're not seeing the difficulty. So you start getting discouraged. So it's about always think of long-term goals. Okay? Long-term goals. Now, it could take months to make your first sale as a real estate realtor, and it can take you up to 2 years to begin building a comfortable living from your business. It's possible. But also remember, it can just take you 2 days to change your life, even as a first timer. So, but the main thing that happens is that just be prepared for it. Okay, anything can happen. Just do the right thing. Now, another one common mistake realtors do is choosing a brokerage for the wrong reason. Most realtors, one of the most important decisions you make as a new real estate realtor is deciding which brokerage to hang your hat at. Brokerage means companies like CPLAT. You need to choose to partner with. The real estate realtors choose their managing broker or company for a number of reasons. They have a good reputation. That's one reason. Another one is they offer the most competitive split. Talking about commission, the office is close to their house, and so on. Why those are all important, don't forget that your broker, which is your company, should help new real estate professionals establish successful careers. Okay, so most realtors do this mistake of choosing the wrong companies to market for. Always look at companies that have your interest at heart, helping you to develop, like here at CPLAT. We invest so much, we pay and invest in developing our realtors beyond just real estate in their own personal business, because we believe that as we are growing, they are growing. As they are growing, we are growing. So we're like a family. So always look out for companies that have reputation, not the ones that just want to market without any plans of allocation. Without any plans. So you don't go and market things that will give you a headache tomorrow in the future. So one common mistake they do is most of them market for every company at all. Last year, yes, I think it was last year, went to a very popular company's anniversary. I think it was 5 years anniversary, very popular company. We went there and the party was going on. Then one of the realtors came to me and said, I think I can now comfortably market for this company. I said, why? That means you're not marketing for the company. He said, no, that because she has not believed in them. But I think he was saying, okay, maybe now I can start believing in them. That shows that she was careful. Another person would just jump in. See, she said no, because then I don't really understand what they were doing. But I think now I can continue. So take your time, go for their seminars, go for their workshop, get to know about the company, the staff involved, what they do, before you know if you should be able to push forward. I've seen so many times. So take your time so that you don't go and market for people who doesn't have reputation, and they will stand, because as far as you're a realtor that brought a client to that company, they will stand your own integrity no matter what, as far as you market for them. So now look at this one, not focusing marketing efforts on the most effective areas. This is one common mistake realtors also do. Now, one reason new real estate realtors end up overspending on marketing is because they spend in the wrong place. Look at this. Print marketing, newspapers, real estate magazines, etc. may seem like the most visible channels. But in today's marketplace, they don't always yield high returns. You see, the world keep advancing. Instead, shelling out precious capital in the beginning, okay, so instead, you just keep dragging out and cutting your money. Sit down and list who you know in your personal sphere of influence. See, this is one common mistake so many realtors do. As a realtor now, or as a consultant now, on your own contacts, people you have as friends, family, church members, you might have potential buyers there. So sit down, go through your contacts and say, Mr. B is a banker, he's a bank manager. Mr. B can actually invest in land. He might have the money. So these are people you need to sit down and check your family members, people you need to talk to about investing. Instead of spending money advertising on newspaper and all that, yes, they might be visible, but looking at, you have to check whenever you do any advert, maybe 1, 2, 3. Always check for what is the result. So I did an advert on Facebook, I think 2 days ago. I did not see much result about it. Okay, there's nothing wrong in you changing your strategy. Okay, if Facebook, let me try Instagram. So keep changing until you get a perfect one. So listing people in your contact, your personal sphere of influence, is actually a powerful way of getting leads. Now, promote your new real estate business on social media network like LinkedIn. We talked about LinkedIn here before, and Facebook. Publish articles and attend networking events. Take every chance you get to get your name out there and let your contacts know you are open for business. Okay, focusing on building out your referral network will serve you well in the long run. There are some seminars, some conferences that people host and invite business people. You can buy a stand there, put your company name, buy a stand there, come up there and say, okay, hello guys, look at what I do. I'm a consultant. I help people secure good investment in lands and all that. These are ways you can generate contact, generate leads in the industry. Okay. Now, another one simple mistake and common mistake realtors does is making false promises. Most realtors becomes desperate to make sales and give false promises they can't fulfill. Being too desperate, and you're giving, so if you buy this land, the company will come and do the foundation for you, they'll buy you cement, when you know that it's not there. Okay? Now remember that your integrity is more important if you will be in business for decades. It's only people who are doing fraud, 419, that wants to just remain in business for 2 months and they'll pack off and run away. So if you want to build a name for yourself for decades, you need to maintain your integrity. So always make sure that you are passing out the right information to your client. Right information to your client. Don't make false promises. We said it last week about people giving wrong information just to make sure they secure the deal. That's not right. That's not good. Now, another one is, I think it's the last one I have here, is creating limits for themselves. This is one common mistake creators do. Now, one of the limits they create for themselves is getting easily discouraged. Most creators are easily discouraged. They don't really believe they can make huge money in the business. That's very, very wrong. You just get easily discouraged. This one is not working. Let's just back out. Let's just leave it. No. No. When you get easily discouraged, it means you don't know what you're coming into at first. You see, most times we just need to go and sit down and study so many successful people we know. Study their early stage, early life. Most things we celebrate today, you will see a tree out there. Say, wow, this tree is beautiful. This tree is wonderful. This tree is huge. But you forget the years it was still under the soil, growing, spreading out its roots. Those things are stressful. So don't forget the days of little beginning. Don't get easily discouraged because there is more in the future. Okay? Another way writers limit themselves is their sense of dressing. Many listed consultants first to dress in a way that represents the profession. Because let me give an instance now. Naturally, it's not as if everybody will be on suit every day or one good attire every day. But okay, let's say you are going to meet a prospect, you're going to meet somebody, you should dress well in a way that will represent you. So they won't see you as though, are you really sure you're talking about millions here? Okay, on your own convenience, your own free time, your own just maybe casual meetings or free meetings, you can just dress the way you want to dress. But when it comes to meeting people, important persons, the way you dress is very, very important. This have helped me personally in my business in closing deals. Once I know I have appointment, even most I don't have appointment, I try to dress well because it has a way of representing who you are and what you do. It goes a long way of telling people the kind of value you have. You can come to my house or see me in my street. I'm on shorts, maybe just normal t-shirt. It's nothing. That was just normal, simple. When it comes to you're telling a business or you're going for something important, it should look good because it has a way of coming back to you in your communications. So these are some of the things we listed out that we have researched and discovered. This is what so many people do, and it's a common mistake. Many people are still doing it, they're not aware of it. That's why we are sharing it. So don't create limits for yourself and stop making false promises. Be careful and make sure you're giving the right information. Focus on effective areas in your marketing. Most people, traditional marketing is still working for you more than the online marketing. So what you do is sometimes, let's say for instance, now you have 100% money and then you are putting the 100% in your online marketing, maybe Facebook and Instagram, and it's not working out. Let's say you're using 5K or 10K, it's not working out. Now, from that 10K, look at what you do for yourself. You can take out 5K and invest in traditional marketing. You can print your own flyers, share your own flyers, put banners in the estate. Your transport money is involved in the 5K. Meet out with people, that's traditional marketing. Why you invest the other 5 in online marketing? Sometimes, if the online market is not even results, you can even bring out more money. Let's say the more 2K from that one and add to your traditional marketing. Anyone that is giving you more results, invest there. You understand? Invest there and be putting so much more money because, there's a popular scripture in, I think it's Ecclesiastes chapter 11. The Bible says, plant your seed in the morning and in the afternoon, don't withhold your hand. So it means invest in so many things. Cast your bread upon many waters. Okay? Don't say because this one is not working, let me not do it. Still put a little percentage of your money in that one. While you do the ones that is working effectively, put more money there. Another one we talked about is choosing a good company, a brokerage for your own business. So make sure whatever you are choosing your brokerage is not because of your convenience. Most realtors are marketing for some company because it's close to their house. No, you can travel, you can take transport to go to your company, but just make sure you have the right reason why you choose them. Another one is expecting immediate success. It's a very powerful one. We mentioned of you have to take time, you have to build distance, you have to build it, you have to be able to stand firm. Now, not planning financial is another one I mentioned. You have to plan. Planning is very, very essential, very, very important. And when it comes to finances, much more important. Plan your finances and talk about not having a business plan. So map out your plans and check things you want to achieve, things you want to do, things you want to put together. So I hope this short class helped you, to find and notify yourself and then pinpointing these things to avoid in the future. Thank you so much for your time. Wonderful day. Okay.
From everything you said, where to each and every one of them feel how
So let's hear it. If you have anything you feel okay, from these things I've mentioned now, which place am I? I was not doing fine. Okay, like somewhere here, any place I'm not doing fine, and no, okay, I've learned what to do for me. These mistakes. That's a very important area.
so how would you like to how you want to say on it? Everything that we said, how that
I've learned that my big selves, I have to plan how I spend my money.
Exactly.
Because not planning, you're way go. So that's
Find how to make your money. Even if you have house rent to pay, shop rent to pay. Yes, this is my money from real estate. Remember,
just write it down.
from real estate. So let me take 30%, 20% from this money, and then invest in the same real estate. So I will make more sales. Okay, very very important stuff. Very very important stuff to, you know, keep the circle rolling. So that person, something you know, you were failing in that particular area.
Yeah, I think when we say what
Uh,
mine is expecting immediate success.
okay, this is where we are. Uh,
From a background, which is quite different from real estate marketing,
okay.
you know. And I think marketing in general became a little bit difficult. You know, when I was coming in, I expected that say it is just marketing.
So market.
So especially land,
Yeah.
you know, you can easily see somebody to buy. But for some time, and what actually interrupted probably is that lockdown period. You know, because I came here within that lockdown period.
Okay.
So it took time for somebody to settle down. And when we eventually settled down, people had various excuses to give why they cannot spend money. So it has become a little bit difficult for somebody to sell. And that has affected me seriously. But I have come to realize that for everything good, you need to invest time. So I have settled down a little bit and I'm trying to do things the right way. And I think I'm beginning to see a future that is right. Like I'm holding on to somebody now whom I thought um, last week was to go to the east. So I had even called that I said here, and I said somebody was coming. But unfortunately for that guy, he was expecting goods from, and he thought that between Wednesday and Thursday, he was going to receive those goods. But the goods didn't come in until this week. You know, this week now, I think the goods came in on Thursday also. So my own thinking was that he had gone, and I called Oga and I informed him. So when I now visited him this week, hoping that he had returned, now so he didn't even go in the first place. And he was expecting goods, yeah. and they didn't arrive. So there was no point going to celebrate the Eid when they had so much money here. They didn't know whether they could come or not.
Very, very true.
Yeah, so with that, I think there is some kind of expectations.
Yes.
And I think I should just hold on a little bit and see how things work out.
Yes. Record this, sir. Record this, sir. This is something very, very important. You know, while we were growing up, I discovered something about life, because most times God Himself uses experience to teach you things. One thing life have taught me personally is that no pain remains forever, no matter how painful it is. You will feel, this thing will stay here forever. It's a lie. No pain or suffering remains forever. Those days while in the village, we will be farming. That whole stress of farming, cultivating, very sun, heavy sun, everything. You are doing all those things. You're doing those things. Now, you'll be like, I'm very, very tired. Do you know that just one break of 30 minutes to go and eat, while eating, you forget all those suffering? It's just gone. You're wondering. Same thing when you start cultivating your crops. You have cassava, you have yam, you forget all those suffering you have suffered for months, the pains. That's one thing about life. So if you focus on the pain you are having now, you will not make progress. Because number one, you're already having that pain because of a seed you are planting. So when you now give up, it means you have failed to expect a harvest that is coming. So go through the pain. Go through it. Ignore it. Focus on the result that is coming. Because all the things we are struggling with, this and that, is not making sense. Just 700K in 2 months or 3 months can make you forget all the whole stress. Very, very important. That's why just stay focused on the end goal. What's the goal? The end result. Once that one comes, settles every other thing. Naturally, that's how life is. So most times when I encounter challenges, even in my own personal business, I just look at them and I ignore them. I say, no, we'll still pass this stage. I have an office. Before, the problem was AC. It's too hot. It's upstairs. We need to buy AC. Where is money? Money for AC come. Eventually, money for AC still came, and we put the AC. We have passed that level. So if I kid myself because I didn't have AC then, I will not be alive to buy one. That's how life is. So naturally, learn to just ignore things. Just focus on it will come. Let me just keep working towards it. Definitely, it will come. If you are traveling, even if you are using flights not to travel to the east or Abuja, for instance, you will not go to the airport and be shouting, let's leave here. Just take me to Abuja in 1 minute. That flight will still have to take off. Still stay some hours on air before landing. So all these things takes time. Now, most times, the amount of the blessings determines the amount of the time. Do you know that some money, if bank want to send some money now, how huge that money is sometimes can take time for them to put it in there, you understand? But it's not 1K, is just piam. If I want to send 1K to you now, just my phone, I'll send it. But if I want to send 1 million naira to you now, I may have to go to the bank because it's huge. So this is how blessings also, results also takes time. Don't compare yourself with people who are selling biscuits. They are making profits. It's much more profit. They are having returns, but you're making something huge in real estate. So it might take you 2 months, 3 months, depending on what you are doing. But then it's taking them every day. But remember, when the result now comes, it's not the same thing. The pain of labor, a woman who is pregnant of quadruplets, twin, goes through, it's not the same pain of a woman who's just having only one baby in her stomach. But what matters at last is the result. You have 1 baby, I have 3. Listen, but the pain is not the same pain. The 3 person has much pains. This is how expecting immediate success happens. So always focus. That's it.
I would like to say something.
Okay, yes.
One very good way to enjoy the process by staying patient is by staying creative. Because most times we keep on trying the same aspects, same
Yes.
methods. But once you are staying creative, you're going to enjoy waiting. Because most times, if you're just staying waiting without working on your creative processes, you will not enjoy the waiting process. You just be there and you'll be tired. But by the time you stay creative, making out creative options for yourself, you find yourself enjoying the process of waiting and working on yourself.
So breaking what he said now about being creative. It's about it's what we call enjoying the process. If it's market storm, you are happy. You are going down. You are being creative. No, remember you have been posting, meeting people. You're just being creative in the whole aspect. Meeting people, family members, friends, church members, whatever, school, office. Just be in the process. But like I said, you will still have a sustenance.
Yes.
You can't be hungry and be going for marketing. You're not even marketing. You have to eat. You have to enter transport. So you have to also have that little sustenance. Listen, it happens. As a matter of fact, now, if let's say a company now will invest in me and say, we're giving you 500,000 naira. Stop every other thing you are doing. Just market for us. That means the money there is your transport, your feeding, your traveling, your lodging. I'll make money. Are you aware? Because all my life will be like, let me bring back this money this company gave me. So I'll forget every other stress of not eating or looking for where to make money. All my focus will be on this real estate. So I will invest. I'll go to Lekki. Why? I have the money. I will not be having excuse of not going to Lekki because of transport. I'll go to the east. I'll be doing sponsored video online. Just be focused. These are it is most times. So even in your own business, still have a level of attention you are paying towards real estate. Because knowing that results will still come out huge. That's it.
And then one mistake too we make is that we seem to feel that marketing jobs are not capital intensive. I think they are the most capital intensive jobs. Because we need to move around, we need to listen,
Exactly.
and in being that, we have to invest money.
Very, very true. I mentioned it here that you need to have, when I was talking about source, you need to have, when you talk about financial plan, you need to have some reserves. Before you make leap to a full-time route, you need to have money. So,
do not pressure yourself.
Of course.
Just start from where you are.
One thing about life is using what a good router or a good leader does is using available resources in achieving results. Okay, you said, okay, I don't have transport. I can't go to Alaba International Market. I don't have that strength and that transport to go there. That means that one is not available. Now, the one that's available might be your leg. Okay, let me go across the street. There's one man that has a pharmacy. Let me go and talk to him. There's one man that has a hotel. That means you're using your available resources, which is your leg, your foot, to go. The ones you can go. So you're using available, not having an excuse for everything. Now, most people always give, when it comes to excuse, you give excuse. Excuse full everywhere. There's always a reason for not achieving a particular goal. Traffic is too much in Alaba. I can't go that side. That the sun is even too much. Rain will even fall. So there's always an excuse. Okay, as long as an excuse. There's a popular saying that says people always have 1,000 reasons why they will not do what they need to do. They'll have thousands of reasons, but they'll forget one reason why they should do it. Okay, so you might have 1,000 reasons. You will definitely have 1,000 reasons why you should not do what you need to do. And then you forget one reason why you need to do it. So ignore the whole rain will fall, sun will shine, traffic. Ignore them and remember, why should I do this thing? When you now have that end goal in place, like, okay, that means if I go here, I will make sale. That's the end goal. You will definitely ignore every other reason and go for it. It happens naturally. What we need to do, we need to conform our mind to that result. If you tell me, sir, it's a success, come to Asaba and I will give you 2 million naira, sir. No matter if thunder is falling from heaven, my own result is the money you will give me if I get to Asaba. So I don't care if there is lockdown on the road. You know what happens during the lockdown? People are still moving because there was a result they were expecting. They don't care. I don't think if there is lockdown on the road or police, I will get to Asaba because I have an expectation. Same thing. I can get there and tell me, I can't meet up, or I can't give you the money. I'm so sorry. I'm already there. That's how it happens. So just do it as though this man said I should come to Alaba, he will buy. I'm going to Alaba to sell, no matter what, because you don't even know what will happen. You can go there even though you're having a fake expectation. The right one will come and you make a sale. That's how life is. These things are not really easy to do. I'm telling you. Looking at things. That's what Bible said. Even Bible said we walk by faith and not by sight. Because if you definitely look at sight, no. Yesterday, I was coming back yesterday to pick up something, and the weather changed as if it was going to rain heavily. I said, I can't go to my office again. No, I don't want rain to now disturb me now. Let me just go home. As I was going, something told me, what if the rain doesn't fall? So just go to your office. I said, let me just go to the office. And I went, the rain didn't fall again. So that's why if you look at the weather, the storms, you'll be like, it cannot work. You're not going to. Only the sun alone said, you say, no. I can't even go out today. That is why you see, when you get, though people like us, we have more of our office in the laptop. So for me, where we are working. But when you get acquainted to your house, you won't be making money. Talk about that. You won't be making money if you're in your house, except your business is work from home. But just a step outside can make you meet a friend. Far now. Just from there, you are getting contact. You're just getting, because you are out. You're out for the day. It just happens. You just say, somebody will call you, okay, thank God I saw you. I was only going looking for you. You'll be so people will be telling you, I was trying your number. I was not going to have lost your number. Because they saw you. But if you're at home, they will not see you. So that's why, just move out. This is how it happens. Just move out. I remember the last time we went to Market Storm in Trade Fair. I met one mom, I think it's a man. Yes. No, a woman. She told me, I'm interested, but I don't have plans for that now. But we can keep in touch. This is how it is. So moving out, it may look as though you're wasting your time. Just keep moving out. You'll definitely be making progress. That's how it is. Most people who are giving me more business now, more referrals, are people I met as I was out. I met them, say, look at what I do, we can work together. Fine. From there, we stand on each other. Mr. Dixon, I met him on the road. So assuming that day I was just sleeping in my house. I don't have time to go anywhere. I want to meet him. This is how life connects to. Yes, this is how life connects you to people, destiny helpers. You just keep, because you are out for it. You are expecting something good in return. So that's it. Okay, both of them, right? So you guys came late. We have done the seminar before. When you came, we're talking about answers. That's what we're doing. So we're talking about common mistake realtors does they do in the business. The common mistake realtors do, a simple mistake. It can look simple, but it's actually something heavy that affects the business. And one thing we say is that not having a business plan, because it's a business, is a mistake so many realtors are doing. Okay? Not having a business plan is not the mistake they do. Talk about the importance of planning. Plan your finances. Plan, a long time. You have your plans for the year. This year, at least, even though I'm lazy, even though I don't want to just stress myself, let me just sell 3 plots of land. Having that plan, you know how to go about it. So that you know that, okay, I'm meeting up, I'm not meeting up. Talk about having a financial plan. So most people, they don't plan financially. They don't know they'll make a profit from the commission. It's not depending on your household. Even the incentive we give as bag of rice, you must not eat it. You can even sell it. Use the money for your transport, for marketing. It's possible you can do that. Okay? So someone like my auntie now, I have an auntie that she just have rice too much in her house. So if, let's say she's a realtor and she makes sales now, that rice to her is not really important. She can use that money and do something else. So all these plans will help you. Planning yourself financially, you make a sale now or from your business. Okay, from my business now, let me bring out 10,000 naira for marketing, so that I can make money from this too. So talking about these things will help. And then remember, even this financial plan involves investments. The other day we talked about we bought Mr. Clement from GG, how to advertise on GG. You can just spend that 10K, 20K. Push your products, your own personal video there. Nobody knows whether we give you sales or not. These are these things works. It can give you sales. All these Facebook ads, all those things, it can give you sales. Okay, just like I mentioned some business summit. Look out for them. One is happening next week. I know one in Ago business summit where people just gather. Is a business program. They gather, share things, share, exchange business card, talk to people, look at what I do, look at what I do. From there, you see, you have start having contacts. Okay. Another one is talk about not expecting immediate success. People always like, you say if I join, I'll make 2 million naira and I will join now. You see, I'm always careful. One of the ways you'll be scammed easily is when they hype your greed. This is how people are scammed easily. Once they hype your greed for wealth, you'll be scammed. You see, this is one thing about me. This is the way I ignore scammers. Whatever will not wait a little bit. Yes, there are some time frames, the deadline. But whatever will not wait a little bit for me to come up or meet up is a scam. Somebody will come in and, please, the goods we are sending for you now, you need to send the money now. Else, you miss it. I'll tell them, no problem. Let me miss it. If the goods cannot wait for my investigation, for my own research, let me miss it. That's how it is. Because most times they'll give you a deadline, sir. Pay up the money now. Our manager will call you. Pay the money now. You make 1 million in the next 2 days. That's scam. It takes time. Good things takes time. Even God does not perform magic. He gives you process of achieving something. If you're asking God now, oh God, I want 1 million naira this month. God will ask you, so how do we do it? He will not just send the money like a man and boom. How do we do it? Okay, what do you have now? What are you selling? Let me bring the money for you. It takes extra grace and miracle for that money to come like that. Maybe somebody just dash you 1 million naira in this country now. So it takes time. So don't be too eager. And once I join now, I'll make sale next week. That next week will not make the sale. So don't do something for the long term. Too much immediate success will make you discouraged easily, and then you pack out. Okay. So sometimes we say is choosing a company for the wrong reason. This is a brokerage for the wrong reason. You have to choose them for the right reason. Don't choose a company because it's your brother, or because it's your sister, or because he's close to you. No. Have a good reason to choose them. One of them is reputation. Reputation. CPAT is still marketing 2 states now, as I am Delta and Enugu, because they are trying to maintain their integrity. Doesn't mean other people that don't have integrity. It means as well called moving with your capacity, making sure you can deliver. That's the thing. That's the major thing. Making sure you can deliver. Okay, that's one thing about choosing your company for a good reason, because your company should help you establish a successful career, like we are doing now. We're having free seminars every Friday to encourage you, to build you up, to develop you to become a good and more developed person in the industry. I talk about not focusing marketing effort on most effective areas. Most realtors spend wrong areas in marketing, spend resources on marketing in different and not profiting areas. I will talk about also making false promises. Last week we're dealing on our what was the name? Policy review. Talking about what people needs to know, not making false promises of once you buy, sir, the company will come and give you street lights immediately in your house, or the company will wire for you. That's a wrong promise. Okay, it's a false promise. So do what you can deliver, because your integrity is at stake there. Another one is creating limits for themselves. The way they dress, the way they get easily discouraged, and all that is very, very important. So thank you so much once again for your time. And then we'll see you when I see you. We have a bag of rice here for somebody that won, but the person is not here. The person will be here maybe Monday or Tuesday. So keep the. Yeah, we can open on Tuesday. I don't know, but the person will come and pick up the rice. Like I said. So no. I'm talking about somebody sold a plot of land and has a bag of rice to deliver the person. So it's happening. We keep we keep we keep pushing forward. Don't get easily discouraged. Keep pushing forward. Everything is possible to whom that believes. Thank you.